Good afternoon. It is Thursday, January 5th. Skipped yesterday. I'm doing the later shifts at work all week, so I have short evenings. Oh well. Now, the thing I did yesterday is I learned about further issues with my computer. See, I have this computer here, Ginevra. I built this computer right when I got back from college. So it's 11 or 12 years old. It's an older computer. It has 4 internal hard drives, 1 terabyte each, and 2 external 1 terabyte hard drives that have basically been connected to it for the entire length of it being a computer. Over the last, handful of months, less than half a year, I had one of the internal hard drives die, and I was like, oh no, back up your stuff, people. And I did get a backup, and the stuff right around then was backed up. It was a few months ago. And I had an external hard drive die. Yesterday, I had another one of the internal hard drives die. And I'm like, man, and don't get me wrong, they're old. And that computer has been, it's spent years of its existence just turned on constantly. Like, I don't blame them. They are eventually going to fail. But it's just like, yeah, they're just, what after next? So, it's like, whatever. Now with the one yesterday, I didn't panic. I had backed it up a couple months ago. Now it is what I do the vlogs on, but all of the non-edited footage is on the camera still, while I've moved some over, to be worked on. It is also still on the camera, so I didn't lose anything there. Now I did lose some of the edited vlogs, but I can just re-download those from YouTube. It'll probably take a bit and be annoying, but for the stuff since I last backed it up, it's retrievable. At least the part that I intend to keep is retrievable. So, it's fine. The issue is, at this point, those hard drives have been dying, and I just whatever. I have an extra hard drive that I bought as a backup drive that I can just hook up to it. But right at this moment, that is now the drive that I am editing off of, and it's connected through USB 2.0. That does slow down my editing a little bit. It's just a slower data transfer rate, not as good. So I ordered a new hard drive, another of the 4 terabyte drives, like I had just gotten for the external backup. Only I intend to get this put in the computer. Now, I don't know, maybe this weekend? I don't know. It's a pain in the butt. For one, I have 4 internal hard drives right now. I don't know which ones have gone out. I am guessing it's the middle 2. Because I have my drives labeled, whatever, just like the local disk. And then I have drives 2, 3, and 4. So my guess is, since 2 and 3 are the ones that are gone, theoretically they're the middle 2. Theoretically. So I will try disconnecting those, turn on the computer, and see. So it still have the ones that work. And I mean, technically, I don't know, maybe it's not the hard drives going out. I think at least 1, maybe 2 of them I have known from the tick, tick, tick. I was like, okay, that's the hard drive out. So some of them it is. But the one yesterday, I didn't hear no ticking. I didn't hear any of that. It's possible it's actually the connection, the cable, the motherboard. Who knows? That went out. Right now, the responsible thing to do would be to, over the next few weeks, make sure that I get this up and running and make sure that it's not something like the motherboard going out. Because if it is the motherboard going out, then I should learn that before Dwarven Forge's next Kickstarter in the middle of next month. Because I will not be able to spend the money on the Kickstarter that I want if I am to do the responsible thing and make sure that I continue to have that second computer, because I would need to replace the computer as the responsible thing. Anyways. But it does have me thinking, like, okay, so I'm doing this and going to replace the broken hard drives. Do I want to preemptively get, like, another hard drive and, like, try and mirror image it and swap it out for, like, the main hard drive? I have all the stuff from that pretty much backed up. Enough so, the external hard drive that I have all the stuff backed up to, I have to remember, when I turn on the computer, I have to remember to press the power button and turn off the external hard drive, or the computer won't boot. Because it sees two different boot records on two different hard drives, and it doesn't know which one to use, and it just... And instead of saying, hey, which one should I use, it just panics and be like, I don't know what to do. This is not what I came prepared for. Try turning me off and back on again. And so I've had that issue. Now, another thing with having this hard drive delivered, I had it delivered here. I did. I actually did the same thing with this 6.5 foot USB cable. I need a USB cable that will run diagonally the length of this table, but hopefully not be that much longer for my Stream Deck. That way I can have it where I can connect USB to one side and have the Stream Deck on the other side when I'm playing with like family, or once I'm DMing the games again, so that I can Stream Deck from way over here. So I got the cord I need for that, and I have that delivered here. I have, since I moved out of my mother's home, continued to have my mail sent there. Because I live in a condo that has a little breezeway, where half the time, instead of delivering packages to people's doors, they just leave them by the mailboxes, which are only 5 or 6 feet away. But the difference is I don't necessarily leave and go somewhere every day. So if I don't also get an email notification, I wouldn't necessarily know that it's sitting out there. Also, when they one of the packages, when they brought it here, they put it directly in front of the screen door. So, like, if I'm inside, I then have to, like, knock it over in order to get to it, because I have to open the door, and it's in front of the door. You know, common sense, but they didn't have any. Also, just people walk by. At my mom's, she has a house with a patio that's inset. It's up. It's away from the street. Like, someone would have to deliberately kind of be looking over and be like, I want to go try and steal from... Here, if it's in front of my door, someone does have to lean over and pick it up in front of the door. If it's by the mailboxes, if someone wanted to steal it, they could just be like, pick it up, read the name, tuck it under their arm and go. And to anyone else, it would seem like, oh, that must have been for them. However, my mom is currently in the process of trying to figure out if and where they want to move, enough so that they're doing a lot of work to prepare their house to sell it. They, for a while, were like, oh, we know we want to move, and this is what we're looking for, but now they're like, well, that's not really what we're looking for, but we may still want to move. Anyway, so I've just started trying to update addresses, and I'm like, okay, I gotta start having stuff delivered here. Ugh. Anyways. So I'm working with it, but it is what it is. I'm not happy with it. I was hoping to avoid having to change my address from my parents until I get a house of my own. That was my hope, but I'm still probably a year or two away from that. I hope not longer. I have at this point long outgrown this condo. I like stuff. Oh well. Other than that, like I said, I worked the late shift today, so I have a short evening. I'm gonna just heat up dinner, and I'll be calling it a night. And I'm continuing to try and use food around here. I made meatballs. So I'll heat those up, have some spaghetti and meatballs for dinner. Should be nice. Call it a night. Thank you for joining me. Join me as my journey continues.